Well, hi everyone. I'm in the beautiful Killalea State Park, just on the south of the Illawarra. Behind me, of course, if you know the area, is the farm, which is a famous surfing spot. I've got two special guests here with me today. The first one is Mel Henkelman, and she is the coordinator of marketing for Destination Wollongong. My second special guest is Uncle Richard Davis, who is a local elder of the Aboriginal community.
Good afternoon. My name's Richard Davis, and before we get going, I'd like to do a welcome to country on behalf of the local traditional owners. Welcome on behalf of the local traditional owners. The land that we are meeting on is the land of the Darrell people, and the Wadi Wadi tribe is the first tribe of this nation. I'd like to acknowledge our elders, past and present. Thank you very much.
Well, Uncle Richard and Mel, thanks so much for joining me today. Well, I mean, this is a beautiful area. You guys, like me, have grown up here all your life.
Yeah.
Now, why don't you tell us what you love about the whole region of the Illawarra?
Oh, so many things. I mean, as you said, I was born here and I've lived here my whole life, so it's a very special place. Obviously, our coastline is second to none. So many beautiful spots along the coastline, from Wollongong, Shellharbour, Kiama. So we're very fortunate in that regard. Wollongong's also got a lot of cultural diversity, which I think is what makes our city and the region so great to live.
Uncle Richard, you've lived here all your life. We chatted before about a few different locations, but I could tell you're passionate about this area. What are some of the favourite things for you?
Oh, look, growing up as a young bloke, I grew up at Kumadichi there on the Aboriginal Reserve at Illawarra, and growing up, we used to go to the beach every weekend. Growing up with my own culture was a very big part of who I am and where I've come from. And look, as Melissa said, we are a diversity society now. People from all parts of the world have come and made Illawarra their home, and who could blame them on a day like this? I mean, we've got the beaches, we've got the landscape, we've got the mountains, so yeah, it's a great place to be, and I wouldn't live anywhere else.
So Mel, you grew up as Uncle Richard's daughter. You've obviously grown up with a man who's got great conviction and great love about his heritage.
Yes.
And you learnt to respect that.
Absolutely.
How important that's been for you?
Oh, so important. Dad and Nan and also my Pop Davis have always instilled in us that, you be proud of where you come from and who you are, and, stand tall. So that's something that my sisters and I have always lived by. And yeah, the three of us, we're very proud Aboriginal women. And that's obviously come from Nan and Pop and Dad. So it's something that they've instilled in us from a very young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Richard, tell us about your experience. I'm interested, early years, was it difficult for you? Do you feel like things have got better over the years?
Look, I think when I was growing up, I was very fortunate in the way of I played sport, and I think for me, sport was a very big part of communicating with community, meeting new people, meeting friends. As I said, I grew up at Illawarra, which is a multicultural society in itself, and I played soccer, rugby league. So that was for me growing up, was a good outlet for.
So sport was almost a good leveler, introduce you to. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah,
it's when you sort of get away from the sport side of things, and you're like going to school and you're meeting people. It becomes a little bit. Not tricky, but people with different ideas don't really understand who you are because they've never met you, about being an Aboriginal person.
Right. So as an Aboriginal man now, growing up in this area, but also in Australia, do you feel like culturally Australians have got better at their respect towards Aboriginal men and women? Obviously, there's a long way to go, but do you think it's improved over the years?
Look, I think it's improved a little bit. I mean, I think the younger generation is a little bit more receptive, a bit more understanding about culture. But like you said, it can always be better. It can always be better. But I think Aboriginal people have got to take a bit of a lead as well in the way that we're portrayed in society. And like everyone's not perfect. I'm not a perfect person, but it's how you live your life.
Yeah.
And if you want people to respect you, then you've got to give respect, and that's black, white, green, or whatever colour you are.
It's very true.
So it's about respect, and if people can do that, and if you don't show respect, well, why should you receive it back?
So Mel, one of the things that Destination Wollongong has been doing is working on the Reconciliation Action Plan.
Yes.
I know you've been a part of that. Tell us what that's all about.
So the Reconciliation Action Plan was something that we started working on, Destination Wollongong started working on last year. It's yet to be launched. Basically, it's an action plan that we've developed in partnership with Reconciliation Australia. And it's to have a working document that we work with that tries to unite everyone and bring that whole cultural awareness to Destination Wollongong, and also Wollongong as a destination. So once we launch the plan towards the end of this year, we'll be bringing a lot of our tourism partners on that journey with us. And it's also about encouraging them to consider writing a reconciliation action plan as well.
So I guess making sure it's a part of the culture of any business to consider it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big outcome of our reconciliation action plan is to employ more Aboriginal people in the workforce, in the tourism industry.
Okay,
So that's obviously something that we're focusing on at the moment.
So guys, TGIM is about people who do life with purpose. Can I ask you, Uncle Richard, for you, what brings a sense of purpose to your life over the years and even now?
Oh, just growing up and respecting who I am as an Aboriginal person, and portraying Aboriginal people that we are and will always be the first people of this nation. But over the years, what my purpose in life is my family.
Well guys, it's been great chatting to you today. TGIM is about living your life with purpose, and we kind of have this little gift that we like to give to you just to say thank you for all of your great words today. These are glasses for people who see life differently, who do life with purpose, and we'd like to give you guys a pair of these.
Thank
you can put them on.
Thanks, mate.
And most people look, Uncle Richard, I think people look even 10 years younger when you look fantastic. You definitely dropped 10 years in age.
I'll be wearing these all the time.
You should be. And you look good too as well, Mel. So guys, once again, thanks. I really love your story.
Not a problem.
And we love the Illawarra. And my hope is that through some of this that we can even just continue to be a society that mutually respects each other as we go forward.
I think they're the two of the big words that need to be, I suppose they're probably banded around a lot, but is respect and understanding.
I think it's great.
I think they're the easy things, and if people can respect, understand, and acknowledge, I think that'll do us a.
Somewhere along the way, we made it too hard. We made it too complex, and that is a great way to describe it. Just respect each other. Well, once again, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.